And good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning, right?
It is
On
Thursday
the
morning.
radio program here. Of course, I'm Chip Matthews. And Taylor, is there a mirror?
No, well, I was wrong.
Look over there real quick.
I can't
You
see.
got your hair kicked up.
Oh, well, I'm trying to do several
like-
things at once.
It looks like you had like I mean, you look
I
like
have a lot
old
of hair.
people from Pearl.
Oh,
Closer to God.
from the 80s.
Yeah, closer to God.
It's an 80s day, people. Tease your
Okay.
hair up.
Okay.
Okay.
There, much better.
Thank you.
Because if I'm going to look across, I don't need to be laughing.
Might brighten your day.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. And of course, today in Canton, the flea market in Canton. And so people will descend upon Canton and look at that little town and say, how pretty is this? Wouldn't this be a great place to live?
It would be.
Yes. And it would be. And if you and like I was talking with some people last night in the restaurant at Acme Pizza, self-plug, Acme Pizza, come see us tonight.
If you don't say yourself, nobody else will.
But anyway, when I was sitting there talking to him, I said, now everybody looks at in the news at the violence and what they're talking about online and all of that. But the reality on Canton, when you look at it, is
come on.
Today you will come to Canton and you'll say, God, this is a great looking town and a great place to live.
Why is it empty?
Well, that the businesses are empty. We've got to fix that problem. But the reality is you come to Canton and you see it now and you see it at Christmas and a lot of people will come to town during the Hot Air Balloon Festival in the during the 4th and people will everybody comes to Canton for Christmas.
Right.
So that is the town we are. The politics of the town, that is what's going on now with Mayor Truly being gone and getting out of politics. He has been a cultural rot to the community.
He has.
Since 1972. He has said he has been divisive, and for years he has said we've got to change to do these things and it's going to be wonderful. Y'all, he is leaving, and one of his accomplishments that he said he was going to have, there was going to be a movie theater in Canton, there's going to be a bowling alley, we're going to have a YWCA or YMCA and all this stuff that he's always said that we were going to have.
Right.
And he delivered on nothing.
Well, it's
the same thing that Chokeway has done in Jackson.
Yeah.
I've delivered on nothing, and I have torn us down to the bare bones so that the whites don't know what to say and the blacks don't know what to say. And part of the problem in Canton right now with the upcoming election and some of the things that are going on with the murders and everything that are going on in town is that it's not a racial divide. It is the fact that no one is addressing the problem. I talked to both Tim Taylor yesterday and I also talked to Lafayette Wells yesterday, because online when somebody said that when Mr. Blackman came out, Lawrence Blackman came out and supported me, or made the comment that there were people that did not like that of me. Okay. And then the people that were at the city hall were doing that. But I found out that there were issues at hand that were not addressed. And the people that were there to watch the process did not know that it was always going to be an executive session thing, and they weren't told that they were going to get to speak.
Right.
So what we have is a problem here, communication problem, which we always have had in Canton and will continue to have until we figure out a way to get the message out, because the news stations don't cover it.
Right.
Not everybody's on social media.
Right.
A lot of people are, but not everybody's on social media. And we just don't have a source, because people do not gather to talk. And then when we do gather to talk, people like Dr. Truly come out and work on divisiveness and
Right.
and dividing. And right now that group of people is looking for a new voice because their voice has abandoned them. When Truly did not run, and then Truly's candidate
Mhm.
did not make it through the primaries,
Right.
the people no longer had a voice, and they are searching for their new voice. And they don't care as long as somebody, one, will listen, and two, will help.
Right.
And that's it.
And they don't care that you're white.
They don't care that I'm white.
They just care that you want to help them.
that I
So
wanna
that
help.
proves that this is not a racial issue. It's
And-
that the people who you live in Canton, they live in Canton.
And it's
So it has to do with the fact that y'all love Canton. You live in Clinton. I mean, in Canton, and it
and-
needs to be.
and when all this began, Tim Taylor called me on the night of the meeting when everything blew up in
Mhm.
Canton, and asked me. He said, "What do we do? What do we do?" And this is what's going on. And I said, "Tim, I haven't got an answer yet." So I thought about it, and then yesterday it came to me, and I called Tim and I said, "The thing to do to cut this off at the knees, so that politics and race do not collide, is for you and I to come out together and do a press conference and explain to the people that we will address the problem, and there's a lot of things we can't do until the Truly administration is completely over."
Right.
Okay. That is step one. But the process between now, with the current members that are elected, there are some things they can do. I'll agree with that. Where Lawrence Blackman has come out and said, do something.
Right.
Okay. But over the next month or a month and a half before someone takes office, we can start working toward a solution to the problem.
Oh yeah. I would
Okay.
say there's no reason that, as far as the violent issue, there's no reason that people shouldn't start handling that now.
Well, I mean, that's correct.
I mean, like locking, all that you need to do is go arrest someone and lock them up, right?
Yes. And that gets it back to not, although they're calling for the firing of the police chief and this, that, and the
Mhm.
other, which I agree that this is something that needs to be looked into, and it's a personnel matter, and that is supposed to be handled in an executive session. Everybody has the right to due process, period.
Right.
And but the reality is,
Well, but the leader is the mayor.
the mayor's the leader,
The mayor is the one that should direct his police chief to go have that man arrested.
and
It's not really the police chief's fault, in my opinion.
right, but it's the voice there. He is checked out.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He has not been able to solve the problems.
right.
People are running for office. He's not involved in it.
Right.
And we could all say that Dr. William Truly did not do a damn thing for
Mhm.
Canton
Yep.
in the time he's been there, except to divide us.
No, I'd say that there's a lot more that he did, because I remember coming to the square several years ago, and as you pull into the square coming from
51,
55,
55.
when you pulled in in that first building, there used to be a really big thrift shop on one side, and there was
Yeah.
a big antique shop on the other side. You came, and then you went all the way up to the other side and down, and you had shops all the way down that, and a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
I mean, there was all kinds of stuff. There's nothing in Canton right now.
not on the building. Now,
In the square, there are no
and
businesses
see,
that I remember from going. And I mean, I literally, that was like an afternoon trip for us from Jackson to go
yeah,
to
you got
Canton.
like three or four businesses on the square.
Yeah.
Not counting the barbershop. The
Right.
barbershop's been there since before I was born.
Well, thank goodness.
And
One thing.
And Mr. Chandler's been in there cutting hair.
Well,
that
props to
long.
him for staying
Oh,
when
yeah.
everybody else left. But
And-
I mean, I see a drastic difference in Canton
Yes.
today than I did
But
4 years ago.
But today, when you go to Canton,
Mm-hmm.
you will not notice those things because you will be focused on taking all those women will show up, 10,000, 20,000 women will show up and take one step every 5 minutes around the square, looking at the stuff to buy. And they'll buy something that they can't carry around that's got a big pole and hit everybody.
You talking
But-
about the flea
Flea
market today?
Yes, the flea market is today, and it's one of the shiny spots of Canton. And it
Mhm.
started 60 years ago
Mhm.
with some ladies from Canton. I met Ms. Inez Wallace, who was a artist in town, and various other artists hung pictures on the sign. Homer Castile and people like that. They hung pictures on the courtyard on the inside.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first one. And then as time went on, the hippies came with the spin art and sand in a bottle.
Okay.
And that was in the 70s. And then it just evolved and evolved and evolved to this massive thing that it has become.
Yep.
And, you know, at one time, the buses came from all over the country to bring people to the Canton Flea Market for that one day. Good morning, Irene Jackson. Good morning, Ricky Gray. But it is what it is. Good morning, Jimmy Rogers. So the Canton will be wonderful today. And the scars of the city, you can see them, but people are focused on spending money.
Yeah. For the flea market, they're not focused on that, but I'm just talking about on an everyday. It'd be nice to be able to hop up to Canton and walk around the little shops and have lunch and
it's right now.
have a drink in the afternoon, maybe. But
Jimmy Rogers, Mr. Chandler, still there? Yeah, I said yes. He cut my hair when I was a toddler. I wonder how old Jimmy Rogers is. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, WYB.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was going to talk a little bit about Canton this morning if it was all right.
Go right ahead.
Yes, sir. I was out early one morning and I was driving through the square, killing a little time, and it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I looked over there and I seen two men in that barbershop. They were getting ready to cut hair. They were open that early. So if you needed a haircut early in the morning, you could get it before work. I'll tell you that.
Well,
but Canton has always been a place of employment for my family back as far as I can remember. My grandfather, he worked at Canton Manufacturing with my father-in-law, Luther Goolsby, who managed the Canton Manufacturing. And and my mother, she worked out there at the Presto plant and always got me off at Miss Pat's kindergarten early in the morning there by Canton Academy when I was a kid. And of course, my wife, she went to school at Canton Academy and lived off Union Street.
Right.
And when we decided to get married, we got married on the square underneath that gazebo.
There you go.
Right when they put those lights up for the city, for the
Christmas lights.
Yeah. We had the most beautiful wedding underneath that gazebo with all them lights and stuff. Oh, I tell you, it was something.
What year was that?
But,
what year was that?
So Canton's been a good part of my life for many years. Of course, I live right across the water there, but I work today in Canton. I got a business unloading train cars out here in Canton, and it's just been real good for my family and for many years. And we just have a special place in our heart for Canton.
Well, I hope to become the mayor and fix as much as I can fix. I'm just going to tell you that. And let's see, Roderick Cheeks checking in this morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm looking for work. Keep me on the log. Okay. And then Don McKenzie's just
I'm going to hang up. Y'all have a good day.
You too. You know, Canton is a great place. My mama worked at Madison Furniture. She says pretty much from the time she was born to a few years before she died. And I mean, that was the fact. But she was, she started at the bottom there and became a vice president or top executive there.
Okay.
And worked there for 30, 40 years, 50 years. I don't know.
Wow.
Seems like forever.
Yeah.
But she worked there and, it's a great place. We got to take a break. We'll be back. We're going to talk some more because I have an answer to, after listening to Jason White yesterday at the Grip and Grin, I have an answer to how to fix the budget.
Okay.
I also have an answer for Washington in doing the big, beautiful bill.
Oh.
I'm fixing to solve all the problems, and I'll do that. And y'all will agree with me.
And I'll get to sit here and watch it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna solve it. I mean, it's easy. It's easy. You're listening to Chip Matthews Show with Taylor Turcotte, running for office in Ward 7 in Jackson. Of course, I am Chip Matthews, and I'm running for mayor of Canton. And we'll be right back here on WYAB. Matthews, and I'm running for mayor of Canton, and we'll be right back here.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive, you, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
I'm here with Lee Bounds of New American Funding. Lee, why is Rita Jensen of Remax Connection your go-to real estate agent?
I highly recommend Rita because she's honest. She just tells it like it is. She has integrity, and I just love referring clients to her because I know when I turn them loose, she is going to take care of them from the start. You'll always be in good hands with her. From the application to the keys, I like to say.
RitaJensen.net. Rita, JENSEN.net.
At Bank of Yazoo, we believe that common sense makes for better banking. That's why we've taken our array of checking accounts and simplified them for you, boiling down features and benefits to create our New You, Achieve You, Benefit You, and Protect You checking accounts. Ready to discover how simple is better? Talk with us today. Bank of Yazoo, Bank of You. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
If you don't see the rock, you better keep on rolling.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change. Do you drive a vehicle under a fleet program? Let Rapid Oil Change help. We specialize in local and national maintenance programs. With parts in stock for most makes and models, our goal is to minimize fleet downtime. Contact us at 601-919-8474.
Rapid Oil Change, where you should be going. If you don't see the rock, you better keep on rolling.
Hi, this is Mary Beth Hardy, owner of Flora Pharmacy. Flora Pharmacy is proud to be locally owned and operated. We believe in the power of community and personalized care. At Flora Pharmacy, we treat you like family. And for your convenience, we offer curbside service and prescription home delivery. Just pull up and we'll bring your prescriptions right to you. Can't make it to our store? Flora Pharmacy will drive it to your doorstep. Come see the best pharmacy in town today at Flora Pharmacy, where care meets convenience. Highway 49 in Flora.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours, too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Green's Tire and Auto on Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland can do it all. Is your check engine light on? Take it to Green's. Air not blowing cold anymore? Take it to Green's. Squeaky brakes, bald tires, misaligned front end? Take it to Green's. Green's Tire and Auto can do it all. Your car can operate just like new again when you take it to Green's. Green's Tire and Auto, Ridgewood Road in Ridgeland. Take it to Green's. 601-957-0201.
This ad is for all the guys who work hard and they expect their truck to do the same. At RPT Commercial, we have the accessories to help you on the job site. From names like Bedrock Flatbeds, WeatherGuard Toolboxes, Nap-High Service Bodies, ARE Camper Tops, Deck Storage Solutions, and so much more. Stop by our new store on Highway 80 in Pearl and check with our expert staff and see what they can do to make the job just a little bit easier on you. At RPT Commercial, trucks live here.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here's your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back here on a Thursday morning, Canton Flea Market Thursday, 60th anniversary of the Canton Flea Market. Please take time to go up there and check that out. Tonight at the E Center, it's the mayoral debates.
It is.
I was invited. I don't know if I can attend.
Okay.
And they're all still doing the box examination in Canton.
Right.
Camellia Walker is doing a box examination.
Okay.
And they're on box number 5. They got 2 more to go. And they started at noon yesterday. I do not know what they are looking for. And there's only 1,200 votes, 1,400 votes to look at. that could be done in a little of no time. I
Yeah.
can't figure out what the plan is there. But the
Stall
ballot,
tactics.
when I talked to the city clerk, the ballot is ready for Monday.
Okay.
And on that ballot will be Chip Matthews as the Republican, Tim Taylor as the Democrat, and Walter Peoples as the Independent.
Okay.
And then there'll also be the alderman race on there.
Okay.
And so we can start voting absentee
On Monday.
unless something strange happens between now and Monday.
Okay.
We'll start Monday voting in the election.
Okay.
And where the ballot is supposed to be ready 45 days prior to the election to do absentee,
Mm-hmm.
technically you couldn't have done that.
Not
It's
enough time.
impossible.
Yep.
Not enough time. So I don't understand how the voting process and when they set the dates, what they were even thinking, because that is set by the state, not by the cities.
When do they set the dates?
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, I,
It's not the same.
being the genius that I am,
Yep.
being the most talented individual in the entire world that can solve any problems whatsoever
Man, I could
in
see
government.
those headphones spreading.
You see it. You see the smoke coming out of my head because I possess the knowledge to fix the budget in Mississippi
Okay.
and also get the big, beautiful bill passed in Washington.
Gonna solve
I
a problem for
possess the
Trump, too.
knowledge. I possess the knowledge.
Is Trump listening?
Uh-huh.
Call him up. Get him on the phone.
He texts me every day.
Does he?
But he always asking for money.
Yeah.
I guess he's trying to pay down the budget. Says, hey, you need a hat?
Uh-huh.
Send me some money. I'll give you a hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then somebody said I needed to get a red hat for my election campaign.
You
But
should.
anyway, let's just go
Make
through.
Canton great again.
Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the secret of how to get it done, because there are people who have been solving problems in their environment by one means, and it seems to work.
Okay.
Okay. We're looking for a new pope, right?
Wait.
Right.
They are.
They
yes.
they are.
Okay.
And they put a little smokestack up with black. Does black pump. And then today, of course, there was black. Good morning, Lloyd Travis, and good morning, Johnny Martin. We played baseball out at the Dixie Youth Ballpark. Yes,
Mhm.
sir. But listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to this. This is going to make some sense. How long have the Catholic Church been around? Like forever.
Yeah.
And forever plus some. Okay.
Yep.
And they've had many, many, many popes.
They have.
Okay. How did they elect a pope?
They have all the
They do the conclave.
yep.
They put everybody in one building.
Right.
They lock out everybody that's above 80. So you can't come in. You're too old.
Okay.
Okay. And they lock the door and nobody comes out of the room until they have a new pope. We can go to the state capitol. Tate, be listening to me, Tate Reeves. Listen to me now. Good morning, Fred Cerami. Listen to me now. Find the key to the capitol.
Go lock them in.
When call the special session, put them in there. That way we only pay for one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's $100,000 a day for every day they're down there. But I would say a day begins when you go in and when you leave.
When the door locks.
When the door locks and until you leave, that's still one day.
Yep.
How long you stay doesn't matter.
Mm.
One day.
Mm-mm.
We lock them all in there
And get it done.
and say, okay, y'all don't come out until it's done. Because you're going to have the House have one version, the Senate have one version. They're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Just lock them in the building.
Lock them all in.
Do the same in Washington.
Okay.
Lock them in.
So we're talking about locking them in the Capitol, not in the actual chambers, House and Senate chambers.
No, they got to be in the building where
They've
they can go
gotta-
back and forth.
Okay.
And at the same time, we lock out all the lobbyists.
There we go. That's
You
a good
know,
idea.
We're not going to let anybody else in because in the conclave, they don't have a cell phone. They don't have,
Right.
they don't get TV. They don't get all of that. And the creature part of this
Mhm.
that they have, everybody has to have it. Everybody
Right.
wants to look at their social media.
Right.
So they will vote quicker, get it done, and get out of there.
I find it ironic that everybody's talking about the Pope and the conclave and appointing a new Pope, but I never really heard much about the fact that he died the day after each Easter. Does that not seem?
He died on Easter.
He died on the Monday after Easter.
I'll have to check that.
He died on the Monday after Easter, and that's they're
Yeah.
I mean, that's extremely odd. Nobody's talking about it. But,
Well, I
okay.
mean, that's that. But
Go back to
but the reality
locking them in the building.
But the reality is, if we locked them in the building and told them to get it done,
They'd
and
get
you
it
can't come
done.
out, oh yeah, they'd get it done. They'd say, they're playing baseball this weekend. I got to go watch it. There's a new Yellowstone this weekend. I got to go watch it.
Well, put them in on a Monday, and they have plenty of time to get it done in that work week.
Yeah, but we only pay them for one day.
Well,
When the
that's
door
fine.
locks, you get $100,000. As you get it done, we'll let you out. Work half a day, you still get $100,000.
Well,
And then, of course, I still think they should take the money that they got during the session
right.
when they were supposed to do the job
Mm-hmm.
and take it back. It's like, for instance, if we asked somebody to build I-55,
Right.
we wouldn't pay them when they didn't build it, right? I don't know. We probably
Yeah,
would.
they do actually.
Yes, we
That was a scam going around in Jackson
yeah.
long ago.
Maybe
You don't want to tear it down, you burn it down, and then you still get to take the money. And you
Good.
don't have to do anything but sweep up the ashes.
Good morning, Sam Brady, Lloyd Travis, Don McKenzie, Timothy Jenkins,
Good
Jimmy
morning,
Rogers.
Tim.
Oh, yes. People checking in all the time. Roderick Cheech.
How's Tim's arm? Is he healed up from his broken arm?
Tim's lazy.
Really?
You
You think that's going to sell after I just watched that video?
Yeah, but I mean, he could have gotten up and come in and be on the radio with us this morning. But he's too
That
lazy.
doesn't make him lazy.
Well, I know he had an anniversary this
Uh-huh.
past week. Good morning to Various
He
Smith.
does have a company to run.
Yeah, I do too.
Your company doesn't open until 4.
That's I correct things to where I can. He can. Since he doesn't really start working early in the day, he can go ahead and do that.
Yeah, your eyes are turning brown.
But anyway, the election and everything in Canton is going to take care of itself. The problems exist, and we're going to come back and talk about that and lots more right after these commercials on WYAB. Remember, the Canton Flea Market is going on today. She is Taylor Turcotte, running in Ward 7 in
City
Jackson.
Council.
Will you get to speak tonight?
No, they've actually paid for tonight. The 3 mayoral candidates, they pay a fee to be in, but I will be there and I will be probably running the
Who are
social
they
media.
Who are they paying?
They pay, well, because Jackson for Jackson has to pay for the East Center, I guess, but
Okay.
the mayoral candidates pay to be in these mayoral face-offs because we don't have the money to cover the things that we do by ourselves.
I got you.
So,
People don't understand the politics and what goes on in the world.
or how much it takes to do a lot of this stuff that we do.
Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be back on the other side right here on the Chip Matthews program on WYAB with Taylor Turcotte and, of course, your host, Chip Matthews on WYAB. Your host, Chip Matthews on WYAB.
1039 WYAB.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in to experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
CBS News special report. Black smoke emanated from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel again this morning, signaling Cardinals did not elect a new pope. Tourists at the Vatican are enjoying the spectacle.
I thought it was pretty amazing, honestly. Yeah, wow.
CBS's Nora O'Donnell is at the Vatican.
The Cardinals are now at lunch, and this is no ordinary lunch. They are likely having important conversations about the way forward. In fact, Pope Francis actually wrote in his memoir that it was at this point in lunch in 2013, on the second day, that they started these conversations, and he was getting signals about the consensus about electing him.
After the Cardinals finish their lunch,
there will be as many as 2 more votes this afternoon.
A 2/3 majority is needed to become Pope. The dean of the College of Cardinals, Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, says he is certain Cardinals will elect the Pope the Church and the world need today. At 91, Re is too old to vote. CBS News Special Report.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call PeopleLease. Let PeopleLease take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. PeopleLease is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust PeopleLease to simplify their employee administration. Visit PeopleLease.com. That's PeopleLease.com to learn more.
An American home just doesn't seem complete without that flag hanging from the pole on the porch. And where do you get that flag? In Jackson, it's at a complete flag source, I-55 North. You'll find U.S. and Mississippi flags in all sizes. And yes, that new Mississippi flag is available along with international flags and all state and territorial flags. They can build your flagpole and repair that ragged old flag. It's at CompleteFlags.com. That's CompleteFlags.com.
Malone is a company in motion, striving daily to improve the way the roofing industry operates and is perceived. A leader in commercial and residential roofing, metal walls, and maintenance. Malone means the highest quality materials delivered with expertise workmanship from acclaim or construction. At Malone, you found your roofing and metal walls partner. Malone has proven for generations there is nothing we can't accomplish. Protecting people and what matters to you. More info at ecmalone.com. Pop's Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pop's Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pop's has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pop's inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit. With warranties and service contracts available. Pop's Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back on a Thursday morning. Canton Flea Market's 60th anniversary for Thursday morning. I'm just going to say that because I'm from Canton.
Okay.
And the ladies club from Canton. I'm not allowed to say little old ladies club from Canton.
Right.
The ladies club from Canton back in the day that my grandmother was a part of.
Right.
They all started that, and I get a kick out of that. It's just something that they started, and it works. And do you understand why it's on Thursday and only one day a year?
No.
On Thursday. Well, a long time ago, and it still happens some, Wednesday at lunch, the square closed in Canton.
Oh.
Okay, because everybody had to go to church at night.
Okay.
The ladies wanted to do their little art thing on the square, and the gentlemen, and back then Canton Square was bustling.
Right.
You had to go to the square on Friday. Yeah, and I can remember when horse and buggies came through the square along with cars when I was growing up.
Gosh, you are old, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, no, some people took a little longer to get caught up. But I mean, this is a real thing that went on. There was even a water trough for horses on the square forever, and now it's got not pot plants, but plants grown in it. But truly around them, it could be pot plants. But anyway, Thursday they said you can have the building till you can have the square till Thursday. So they could set up from Wednesday into Thursday.
Okay.
But it all had to be gone by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday because the next day was Friday, and everybody in town was going to be spending their money, and you got to get out of the way by then.
That's a good idea.
But that was the way it was. And everybody always asked
Everybody
why.
had to be at church on Wednesday.
My brother says you are old.
You are old.
Not you.
No,
Me.
you are old.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's how all that came about. Now,
Right.
of course, the economic thing that it became with so many people coming, it would be beneficial to do it more days at certain times of the year, I believe. But I don't, it's like one of those things, you don't mess with something that's working.
Well, that's
true.
true.
And I'm going to tell you this, during the Truly years,
But things have to change.
but during the years, Truly has messed with it,
hmm
and some numbers have gone down.
Isn't there like a fall flea
there's-
market
there's-
now?
There's two. No, there's
Okay.
always
There's
been two.
always been two. Okay.
Second Thursday in May,
Okay.
second Thursday in October.
Well, there you go.
And then right when it ends,
Mhm.
they start decorating for Christmas the next day.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yep.
It
Yep.
takes a month to get ready for Christmas. And then, of course, Christmas starts in Canton the day after Thanksgiving.
If you become mayor, what are you going to do extra to the square for Christmas?
Ooh, I
Ooh.
might do something old school and bring back the only thing we had as a decoration growing up. We had this aluminum Christmas tree
Uh-huh.
that was there for years, and it played music. And I did as a child, I went up there and we sang nude Christmas carols
Okay.
on the square. Got in trouble for that.
You what?
Nude Christmas carols. I was 15. But anyway,
Nobody wants to see that.
yeah. And then back then,
Nobody
I
wants to see that either.
No,
no,
but
no.
anyway, but then the other thing is we used to have a Santa Claus that went around on the road all the way around the square. It was not. I mean, it was.
I love that. That's a little train.
Yeah, but it was not something spectacular, but we enjoyed it. We sat
Yeah.
there and watched it go around, and it was unique. But that's that.
Mhm.
But Canton growing up was a great, 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 great place.
I'm sure.
And I'm going to bring that back. That is my goal
hmm
as mayor, is to bring that back.
I
Bring
ex-
back that.
I expect it.
And then, like right now, Tavarius, as you're listening, I want to see, and I'm willing to do a press conference with Tim Taylor
hmm
to let everybody know that he and I only want one thing: a better Canton.
Yep.
It's going to be better with Dr. Truly gone,
Yep.
because all he's done has been divisive and split the community for years.
Yep.
And Tim and I both agree
Yep.
that Canton only works if we all work together.
I think Peoples would agree with that as well. He
And
seemed
Peoples.
to be
Yes, Peoples is on top of that
Mhm,
too. But
I tell you, in Canton, y'all actually, whoever wins, it's going to be an honest person. Now, I
yes.
think you have a better, like I say, you and Kim have got working knowledges of both of these cities that are people really can't compete with. But
and
at least in Canton, we know that the
and to say this about my opponent Tim.
Democrat is a
Now Walter
honest
Peoples
man.
did not grow up in Canton. He's from Chicago
okay. Well,
or Detroit. I think it's Chicago.
yeah, but he has quite a passion for the
But-
city.
But Tim and I grew up at the same time
hmm
when Canton was being divided.
Right.
When we went to school, like when I went into school in the first grade,
Mhm.
I was going to Canton Public School.
Right.
Okay. By the second grade, all of that had changed.
hmm
And we were pulled out to go to Canton Academy, and they developed Canton Academy in a tent factory.
Right.
And then the black community was going the other way with it. I mean, we were being divided. And so he and I were caught on the timeline
hmm
because we're both the same age. I think I'm a little older, but we were both caught on the timeline of diversive change,
Mhm.
60s into 70s.
That kind of actually split y'all apart
Yes.
more than y'all would have gone had all that not
We
have
would have gone to
happened. Y'all
school.
would have gone to the same school.
We would have gone to school together.
Yep. But because of
But that changed.
it makes me wonder about things that the government does that supposedly is supposed to
And the
I think it
reality is
bring people up is actually supposed to meant to separate.
And the reality is, we would have gone to school together, and we would have liked it. We would have enjoyed.
probably would
I
have been
mean,
friends.
there was no reason for people to fight. Kids. It's like when you look at kids today.
Yeah.
When you see a group of kids today, and it just befuggles me. I just look at it and go, "Wow!" When they come into the restaurant, and they're in high school,
hmm
there will be an equal number of blacks to an equal number of whites come in together.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids today are growing up colorblind.
They are.
And those of us who lived through it and still try to continue to keep that divided line going
Mm-hmm.
are insane. That's people like Truly wanted to divide the line.
Right.
Chokeway wanted to divide the line. Wants to say
A
this
radical
is this.
New Jackson is what
And
he
that is that.
preached.
We must get them both together.
Mhm.
We as politicians, I mean, look at it
You
this
as
way.
politicians need to get where the people on the street are.
Yeah, well, 10 or
Because
15.
we don't. There are not many racial wars on the street in Jackson, Mississippi, between everyday people.
I mean, we have gangs in Jackson and in Canton. That's the problem that we have.
But that has not that
That has nothing to do with the people that need to be running the community. And the 80% of you that do not vote
have got to start voting. This
You have
is
got
the
to-
year to do it.
You 80% that don't vote, get out and be heard and
mean-
quit saying, "Oh, I ain't gonna do that because that side's gonna run it and,
And
run it in the ground."
if
and
I
the-
remember correctly, if you look on the Secretary of State's office, every county in this state is registered to like 100%, 85 to 95% of their voting population is registered. So nobody really has an excuse not to go out
Well,
and
let's
have
put
a
it this
huge
way.
show out for
Let me put
the
it to you
mayoral
this-
election,
let's
since
put
the
it to you-
Democrats think they've already run in Jackson.
Let me put it to you this way. Is there water for blacks that's different from water for whites? Let's be like
In
water.
Jackson?
Everywhere. Let's be like water. I mean, I know
Water is
Jackson's
different
dirty water,
yeah.
but I'm just saying we all need water
We all need water.
to grow.
We all need, yep.
Just like
We all
need
bleed red.
We all need religion of
Yep.
some type.
Well, I'll debate with you on that.
Okay.
We all need spirituality, not necessarily religion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We all bleed red.
Yeah.
Our blood, I mean, literally, if I go into a hospital and I need blood, I'm not going to ask if that blood came from a black or a white person. I'm
Right.
just going to take it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
We're all equal.
Yep.
So why fight? Because there is no reason to fight. The politicians, the elected
How
politicians,
about the politicians stop talking about a reason that we need to fight? Because we're not finding it. So don't try to force.
Because the politicians believe this: if I can divide the world, I can conquer this small part.
No.
That's what they think.
The whole world thinks, the elite, the global elite have known for a long time that if they can force the black and white population to be at war with each other, they can take over our country. The only way that they can break the United States is to put the black and white population at war with each other.
Correct.
That's the way they crack us. And they know it. And that's why they've done it to us.
Well, everything has always been.
We don't have the trouble on the streets.
What is it? Napoleonic Code, Napoleonic warfare, divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Exactly. But they know that the black and the white race in America is who you have to put at. If the black and white race in America would come together,
Yeah.
you would not believe the kind of change that we would quickly see.
Oh, it would take.
It would be overnight.
We would take over the world,
Yep.
which we have. We're still that powerful without it. Just imagine what it would be like if we quit fighting.
Mhm.
But anyway.
Tell them to shove it up there where the sun doesn't shine.
Mm-hmm.
I can see sunshine.
Okay. 6:50 in the morning. Remember, coming up at 7 o'clock, it is the Clay Edwards Show. And coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, it is Jameson Haygood and the Good Fight. And then this afternoon at 4, it's the one, the only Radio Strongman, Kim Wade.
Kim Wade probably will not be here tonight because he will be a Jacksonian for Jackson's
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Let's
So-
take a break. We'll be right back here on WYAB. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here.
1039 WYAB.
Attention homeowners and business owners. Complete Exteriors is now Elite Roofing and Gutters. Are your roof and gutters storm ready? The folks at Elite are your local experts in storm protection. Now is the time for an inspection and for proactive solutions that ensure your roof and gutters can withstand any storm. Get up to a possible $250 rebate on a new roofing system for all active military, veterans, and retirees. Online at EliteRoofer.com.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Eating at a seafood buffet is a classic Southern tradition, but finding one with fresh, delicious food is hard to do. Well, I found a seafood buffet where everything tastes good. It's 4 corners steak and seafood, but it's not just fresh catches from the sea. Come in for perfectly cooked ribeyes, sirloins, and chops from the grill. Make it a routine to stop in before or after the big game. Open for dinner Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays at 4:30. That's 4 corners steak and seafood right off Highway 25 on the way to Starkville. Let's go.
Hey, everybody, it's John at Two Gun Tactical. We're having Kim Wade Wednesdays at both locations. So you come in and mention Kim Wade on a Wednesday, you get half-price range fees. Hey, if you're a member, we're going to give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade Show. Come on in and work on your shooting and exercise that 2A right that if we don't fight for it, we won't have it much longer. It's twoguntactical.com. That's the number 2, guntactical.com.
It can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness, and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
The Madison Lions Club is hosting its annual 4-man scramble at Whisper Lake Golf Club on Wednesday, May 21st, beginning at 8 a.m. Get your teams together. It's just $100 per player. There will be cash prizes for first, second, and third place, and even a $500 prize for a hole-in-one on any hole. Proceeds benefit the Madison Lions Club and include incredible causes like vision screening. For more information, call Betsy at 601-842-1564 to register or become a sponsor today.
At Carter Jewelers, we're having our spring clearance sale store-wide, where our sale prices are untouchable with extreme discounts up to 70% off and more. In addition to the best clearance prices ever, Carter Jewelers has also got the biggest and most beautiful selection of fine jewelry in the region, including all fine diamond, gold, platinum, loose diamonds, and even our estate jewelry is all included in Carter Jewelers store-wide clearance sale. Now through Mother's Day, you will win extra discounts off clearance prices with Carter Jewelers' annual Balloon Pop. Pop a balloon, and every balloon will have a discount voucher of up to 30% off. Come see us at Carter Jewelers with interest-free and no credit check financing. Trade-ins are welcome. Downtown Jackson since 1849 on the corner of State and High Street and the Pemberton Plaza in Vicksburg. Sale ends Saturday, Mother's Day Eve at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back for a final segment here on a Thursday. Remember the Canton Flea Market?
Yep.
Remember the
Jacksonians for Jackson mayoral face-off at 6:00 tonight at Jackson State University East Center over by Metro Center.
And that's it's on Raymond Road.
Well, it's on Raymond Road. But
okay. And then Pepsi Pops this weekend at the Reservoir.
Yep.
I believe it's no admission.
Huh?
That's no admission.
No, there is an admission.
There's an admission.
Yeah,
though?
you can go to msorchestra.com.
Okay.
To get
Sorry,
tickets.
we'll have more information on that tomorrow. And then a good morning to Francis Hicks, who's listening in, Debbie Bragansky, and Timothy the Tree Man Jenkins, and Hinkle.
Actually, I can tell you right now, the gates open at 5:30. Fireworks are at 9 p.m. and you go to Eventbrite to buy the tickets.
Okay. There you go. Eventbrite and all those companies have to get their percentage. I'm sick of that. I wish Trump would take care of that because the fees on everything, you could do an event for $5, but you got to get the fees on top of it, and it's
Mhm.
$25.
Yep.
But anyway,
And I
good
can't
morning,
see a
Russell
price, I
McGuffey.
don't know. I don't know
Okay,
how much it is.
so let's go through this. And you can't.
$15 each for adults in advance, and $20 at the gate.
Is that for Pepsi Pops?
That's for Pepsi Pops.
Zowie.
$20 at the gate.
Zowie. I thought that was a family fun event.
Well,
That's strong.
is.
I mean, if you family
Student tickets are $5. So an adults are 20, students are 5. So I mean,
that's better when it gets down to 5.
Yeah, for the kids with a
Jeez.
valid student ID. So
Does a student?
I mean,
Do all
shit,
students have an ID now?
I would, yeah, don't they?
Does it have a star on
I
it?
mean, under the age of 18, you can assume they're a student, right? They're in high school.
Are they talking about student or college?
I think they're just talking about all students. It says student tickets are $5 each. So parents, make your kids bring their student ID.
That's insane.
That's not insane. $20. Do you know how much a taco is at Taco Bell nowadays?
I don't go to Taco Bell. Who would go eat that?
I went to Taco Bell because they have this crunchy little taco that I enjoyed one time, and I went back, and it's $3 for a taco at Taco Bell nowadays.
$3.
You're worried about $20 at the gate?
Go buy from a local guy in the restaurant business that he'll sell you a $3 taco that tastes good.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I drove through. I was like, no, thank you. I'm not paying $3 for a taco.
And especially
when they used to be, it should be $1.
Well, their meat is not taco. They take meat grease and mix it with oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like hamburger meat, but it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Although
But
I do
anyway.
love oatmeal, but anyway,
Okay. But greasy oatmeal.
$20 is not that bad for.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is this: we got to get back to something. Like, for instance, we
We
used to
did.
have the symphony on the square. Always the week after. Like, for instance, you'd have Pepsi Pops, and then on Sunday afternoon, we would have a military honor guard, and we would bring people in. It was a Memorial Day event,
Okay.
and we had the symphony.
Oh, nice.
And we don't. And then
There we go.
during the Truly years, that went away.
That went away. There was
Thank you
another
very
thing.
much.
The stores, the orchestra on Sunday.
I mean, Canton on the Square with the picnic and listening to the symphony was solid.
Chip, nowhere to go but up. Everybody's gonna love you in Canton. All
Yes,
you got to
they-
do is just the bare minimum, and people are gonna like you.
Oh, yes, but I'm going to do more than the bare minimum.
better.
Because the thing is, if something's not working, you do something else constantly. I'm not talking about just putting me in office to get a different results. I'm talking about if you're doing something and it's not working and you're not getting businesses on the square, you got to do something
gotta do
else.
something
You get them in
else.
there.
Yep,
You got 4
yep.
years, fill it up. And the bar level for me as mayor will be looked at twice as hard, maybe even 10 times as hard as anybody else because I am white, believe it or not.
Well, but luckily
But I mean,
there's nowhere
I'm
to go
actually,
but up.
I'm
either,
actually
so.
an Indian, but anyway, that's another story altogether.
Okay.
Indian woo woo, not dot.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And you'll be at the E Center tonight.
I will be at the E Center tonight.
And I will be at Acme Pizza tonight.
Okay.
So come see us. And thank you for listening. Clay Edwards is next on WYAB.
See y'all tomorrow.